Today is May 14th, 1955, and our top news story involving yet again another alliance formed over the conflict of who will strike first is dealing with NATO and the Warsaw Pact. Hello, I'm Casey Bowden.
And I'm Samantha Bonacore. Today, another alliance was formed. This alliance was between the following nations: Soviet Union, Albany, Poland, Romania, Hungary, East Germany, Czechoslovakia, and Bulgaria, all who signed the Warsaw Pact. This treaty confirmed that if any of these nations were under attack, that these countries would come to their aid.
Under the name of the Warsaw Pact, they set up a military force led by Marshal Ivan S. Colvin. The reasoning behind the formation of the Warsaw Pact is the joining of West Germany to NATO, also known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And since Germany started the first two wars, and Germany is now separated into East and West with NATO and East with Warsaw.
West Germany, seeing the potential of joining NATO, and through NATO gaining the full authority of a sovereign state, meaning to gain authority of the state. We will now show you a brief clip of the signing of NATO.
For us, war is not inevitable. We do not believe that there are blind tides of history which sweep men one way or another. In our own time, we've seen brave men overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable and forces that seemed overwhelming. Men with courage and vision can still determine their own destiny. They can choose slavery or freedom, war or peace. I have no doubt which they will choose. The treaty we are signing here today is evidence of the path they will follow. If there is anything certain today, if there is anything inevitable in the future, it is the will of the people of the world for freedom and for peace.
We will now proceed to the signing of the North Atlantic Treaty. The treaty shall enter into force between the states which have ratified it as soon as the ratifications of the majority of the signatories, including the ratifications of Belgium, Canada, France, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and the United States, have been deposited.
West Germany's troops, former occupants of the German military, remained on the ground, and through NATO, the Germans in the western part of Germany saw close to no limitations, and afterwards had an economic breakthrough, partially due to the Marshall Plan. Through the U.S., this program was to help rebuild Europe.
Meanwhile, West Germany is going through all these changes. East Germany is trying to figure out where they stand, finding its place with the Warsaw Pact. And through all of this, Stalin is trying to unify Germany, rebuilding it through the 5-year plan.
So while Germany is remilitarizing and the economy is growing stronger, the Soviets felt it necessary to be ready to defend themselves, while also feeling insulted by the formation of the NATO organization. NATO was created to contain any or all threats the Soviet Union had posed towards Western Europe, or anyone else, for that matter.
The countries involved with NATO include Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Great Britain, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, and the U.S., all signed April 4th, 1949.
This treaty was signed saying that an attack against one or more of them is an attack against them all. NATO was supposed to be a shield against any and all aggression with other nations. Because of the division of nearly every European nation into two distrustful alliances practically formed to defend each other from the opposing alliance.
The European continent is in a state of political division. NATO, having already felt aggression of the Soviet Union, wanted to be sure they were able to prevent further acts of war or put out the flames of war before Europe was burned to the ground.
The Soviet Union, feeling the threat of being controlled by NATO, made its own alliance, the Warsaw Pact. We can only hope that these two organizations will one day form an alliance reuniting Europe into a strong empire, held up by cooperation and alliances through many or all nations.
We appreciate you watching our nightly news broadcast.
We hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. See you tomorrow on the National German Broadcasting Station.